Hey guys, so we're here for a cooking segment tonight. We're gonna actually make a recipe from the Kasori recipe book in the air fryer. We're gonna make this Cajun style shrimp. Todd picked up some shrimp from the shrimp guy, so this is a quick and easy dinner tonight, and I'm just gonna try it out and see what you think. So we're just gonna get together and put all the ingredients in this little prep bowl that I have. So we're gonna start off with some salt. I'm gonna cut the recipe in half because I don't have that much shrimp. Oh my goodness, I hope my salt's gonna work. I dropped my salt shaker. Look, big crack. So I'm hoping it's gonna work. Yes, it's working. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So it calls for a tablespoon and a half of salt, but we're cutting it in half, so that looks about right. Next, we're gonna use some smoked paprika. I don't usually measure, but I'm gonna measure tonight just so I can make sure I get it right. Garlic powder. Everything's either a half or a quarter teaspoon when I'm cutting it in half, so it's making it easier with just the two measuring spoons here. Oh, I did forget the chili powder. It was in here. Chili powder is a half. So I have a fourth of a teaspoon measuring here, and it says cayenne is a fourth, so I'm just gonna do like half of this. That looks good. I don't want to burn Todd's face off. Cayenne, black pepper. Yeah, I like to use the freshly grind, but when I'm measuring, I just use this. I'm just going to tell you. And it's now all over the counter. And last but not least, some thyme. That's pretty much all the seasoning we're going to put in there. You could probably do the same thing if you just bought like a Cajun seasoning and put it on the shrimp. I'll be right back. Sorry. I'm just gonna take this little spoon and stir this all together. Now I have the shrimp that I took the heads off and peeled and deveined earlier in the fridge. I have a gigantic bowl for such a little bit of shrimp because there's two of us, but you know, it is what it is. So the recipe calls to use olive oil to oil up the shrimp first, but I don't use olive oil. I'm gonna use some bacon fat. So I'm gonna pour in a little bacon fat. I hope it's not coagulate. Oh, it's not. Okay. Sort of. It's sort of working. I should heat it a little bit. That's enough. Just gonna use my hand and mix it around. So I'm gonna take the seasoning and I'm gonna sprinkle it on just a little bit. I'm going to toss it around some and then sprinkle a little more. I'm going to just preheat the air fryer for 4 minutes on 370 because you don't really want to put it in cold. Some things you can, it just depends on what you're doing, but I'm going to do it the way the recipe says for the shrimp. Okay, so the air fryer has done preheating, so we're ready to pop the shrimp in. Pull this out here so you guys can see it. I'm just gonna lay the shrimp down in here. Didn't do anything crazy to them, just mix them around in the bacon fat and the seasoned spice blend that we mixed up. Spit it out in my mouth there. If you're doing a bunch of shrimp, you can overlap them a little bit because you're gonna be tossing it a little bit throughout the cooking process. So don't think that you can only cook this amount because you could cook a whole lot more in this air fryer. A whole lot more. You could probably cook, this is a pound, but that was with, like I said, the head and the shells. You could probably easily cook 3 pounds in here. The recipe says to hit the shrimp button. This is the shrimp button. Looks like a shrimp right here. And to adjust the time to 5 minutes. So we're gonna go down. Oop, sorry. Press it twice. We're gonna go down 1 minute and then we're gonna hit the start button. And then it's gonna tell us when it's halfway through so we can flip them over or shake it, but I'm gonna flip them. It buzzed at me and told me when it was time to shake, but I'm gonna actually just turn the shrimp because I don't have enough in here to shake. Can you see how good they're looking so far? Now, when you're cooking shrimp, as you should always know that when it's done, the shrimp should be a letter C and not an O. I know some of them look like they're C's already, but that's because they came out of the shell that way. They're not done yet, trust me. They haven't even been in here 5 minutes. But you'll see in a minute when I pull it out at the end of the time what the difference is between a C and an O, because some of these bigger ones may go a few more minutes after the 5. So I'm gonna put it back in and I don't have to do anything. It's just gonna start cooking automatically. Didn't touch a button, it's cooking. Okay, the timer just went off. It's been 5 minutes on the shrimp, so we're gonna take a peek and see how many C's we have. Do you see how they're all turning into little C's? This one here, I know it looks like an O, but it's not overcooked, trust me. They're all perfectly cooked. 5 minutes, people, 5 minutes in this air fryer and this shrimp was done. That's all it took. Babe, do you want cocktail sauce or melted butter? I've got some lemons. What do you want with your shrimp?
Both.
Both? Well, I have some cocktail sauce in the fridge, which you guys should all have my recipe from the last time. If you need it again, just tell Todd and he'll send it out again. But it's my homemade cocktail sauce. My secret ingredient is I use chili sauce and I don't use ketchup because it cuts down the sugar. I don't like anything sweet, especially cocktail sauce. So I just use chili sauce instead. It's really simple. It's chili sauce, horseradish, Worcestershire, fresh lemon juice. Is that it? Chili sauce, horseradish, Worcestershire, fresh lemon juice, and hot sauce to make it spicy. That's it. So it's just a matter of to taste whenever you're making it. So we're gonna give these a try. All right, we're ready to do a little sample. I'm gonna take just a little wedge of this lemon, pop that seed out, and then I'm just gonna squeeze the lemon over. You can do lime. The recipe says lime, but I didn't have any lime, so we're doing lemon. Hot. Really good. A little spicy. I think I would cut the salt down just a little bit. That's just my preference. I think maybe some of the other ingredients might have had salt in them. I don't know what, but the butter has salt in it. But let's try it in the cocktail sauce. I could just eat cocktail sauce by itself, just so you know. So that was delicious. Gave it a little extra spice, a little extra flavor. This is definitely a recipe you want to try. And it's in the air fryer cookbook. I didn't make this up. It's from Kasori. If you guys are interested, there's a link below for you to look at the air fryer to see if you're interested in it. It's been a lifesaver here at this house. And then you got to get the shrimp from the shrimp guy because that's what makes it the bomb. Thanks so much for joining us. And we hope to see you again soon. Todd, you want some shrimp?